Hey, it's Nathaniel, and I was in the mood to write some stuff about the planet Saturn just a minute ago, and then I started getting my stuff together, and I thought, well, maybe it'll just be easier and quicker if I just start to talk and ramble about it. So that's kind of what I'm going to do, I expect. So it's part of the Capricorn season. We just got through the winter solstice, and so we are in the season of Capricorn. So I do want to tie in, about Capricorn because that's the planet. That's a sign that the planet Saturn's associated with. But just thinking about Saturn as a planet and what it does and what it stands for and what it embodies, I kind of wrote a keyword list. Time, weight, and that's W-E-I-G-H-T and W-A-I-T because it's also delays and limitations. It's structure, discipline, mastery, maturity, gravity, concentration, responsibility. So that kind of keyword list covers a lot of themes that are interlaced that tie together what the personality of that planet Saturn's archetypal energy is like. It is, can be restriction, constriction, because if it's a verb, it's like tightening and concentrating. It's the master of forms. So it is, it's making things harder in a sense, like tougher, denser, but there's also the idea of hard work, challenge, test, all of that factors into what Saturn's about. It's also, if you think about the Kabbalistic tree of life, it's the top of the pillar of mercy associated with Binah, and that is the quintessential form. It is the pregnant womb and void of space that's like this, this grasping, understanding principle. So those connotations get associated through Saturn too, which is somewhat ironic and paradoxical since Saturn is very much a authority energy that also has a very masculine association, but then it's at the top of the pillar of mercy, which is the yin pillar of sorts of the Kabbalistic tree of life. So Saturn is a unique planet. It used to be the seventh planet, the furthest out planet, until we had Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto in the mix, and so it was, and it still represents kind of the end of the line. It's the slow planet that is the most expertise or the most form and crystallized exactitude of something that can be achieved. And so it is very much about the world of form, and then the fact that it is the last one before you get to the volatile, explosive, radical nature of Uranus, and then the ethereal, dreamy Neptune flavor, and the very deep, penetrating Pluto flavor. It is the last of the planets that are not transpersonal, and so it's an initiation into those outer planets, and that also factors into how Capricorn is an initiating sign in a lot of regards that then goes into the transpersonal signs Aquarius and Pisces, but it also represents initiation into spirit. All of the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, are some sort of initiation, and you can say they all are sorts, but Cancer, as its opposite, is the womb. It's the entrance of the soul into an incarnational cycle. And then Capricorn is like mastery of the physical world, and then at its height, it is initiation into the life of spirit. And it involves, it's a sense of death. It's the tomb, the womb to tomb, that kind of gate. And so it's, the idea in Capricorn is that you do focus and master the physical world in some aspect, usually through career, ambition, all of this, doing society and the external game to its top, to its highest point. And then once you have everything material and this material mastery, the question of beyond sets in, and then there is the dismantling, or the climbing down from the mountain of which you get to the top of. You dismantle all the achievements also, and then dissolve into the water. All of that is representative in the highest spiritual aptitude of the altitude that Capricorn can reach through that energy. It's this master form. And it leads to being a master in some regards, some expertise. Then you move to Aquarius and Pisces, which are then, Aquarius is group related, societal related. It's extending, collaborating more than just your mastery, joined masteries. And then Pisces is very much everything, no boundary. It's the total ethereal dip. So Capricorn is this season of, things getting, as hard or as concentrated or as crystallized or as testing as they are, as far as does the climb continue, or does a breakdown restart with new integrity? Integrity, another keyword for Saturn in Capricorn. So it's a really fun planet if you really get to know it. Saturn also gets maligned as kind of the bad guy of the planets, the larger Maleficent. But it really is, it's prepping you for how to wield the material power and ambition and leadership and authority, status that can be achieved, how to wield that in a way that is a spiritual leader as well. Reaching beyond purely materialistic ambition. And when form is mastered so that the higher law of spirit's structure, the structure of spirit, is in alignment and integrity with how one is wheeling and dealing with business and power and money in the material world, when those are in alignment and the material power is serving the spiritual power and the laws build up, that's when you have true leadership, true authority, true sovereignty, true boss kind of stuff. When any time that material is superseding something that is beyond instead of the ability for it to continue crystallize more, it can break from rigidity, it shatters, all these different things that are all embedded into what Saturn does. It's not good or bad, it's how are you using it, just like any other energy. And so, Capricorn is not as dry and cut as it sometimes can get a rap for. It has a very esoteric side that's associated with it. For example, the unicorn is associated with it in addition to the sea goat, the goat climbing the mountain, dissolving into the sea. The unicorn represents a transcendence from the two horns of the goat to the single horn of spiritual ambition, something mystical, mythical. So all of that is also in Capricorn. And it's associated with the law. The law can be, as far as what society says, what the actual laws are, on one hand, and it also represents spiritual law, the structure of law at like the level of Binah from the Kabbalistic tree of life, the ultimate form, the physical understanding in this highly archetypal form. So it's can be this. It's the letter of the law as opposed to Sagittarius is the spirit of the law. What the law is for versus what the law is written, but in a context. And the idea, just all idea of law, is also embedded with an idea of Saturn and Capricorn. And